Hey guys, Dylan Stone here, Superlative Radio for Exit Country today. I sort of had a pining to stand between some trees and have a really nice vlog today. I hope you don't needle me for this, but it's just one of the places that I had wanted to be and shoot a vlog here. So I thought I would stand here in amongst and breathe the fresh oxygen as it is expelled from the trees. And I want to talk about nostalgia. It's one of these things where I was thinking the other day that, I woke up in the morning and I don't know, maybe it was because of a dream I had or maybe it was, but I was thinking about a situation years ago and I thought, geez, I'd like to do that again. And it started me thinking, I'd really like to relive that moment, or I'd like to go back and do that again, or I'd like to. It was just one of those situations that I thought, do we do that often? I don't remember being, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and thinking, gee, I'd like to go back in the womb. It was really nice and warm back there, whatever. It's at certain ages, you don't seem to do that. I don't even remember doing that at maybe 10 or 12. What I do remember, actually, the first time I can remember actually looking back and thinking that, I was married at the time. And I remember I was sitting on the couch and I had only the one son at the time and he was asleep. And the wife was working nights at the time, so she was gone. And I was sort of sitting there watching TV and my mind wandered. And I don't know why, but it wandered back to our country house on Lake Champlain. And I could remember being about 6 or 7, and I was laying in front of the fireplace that we had in the living room there, and the fire was raging, and it was nice and warm, and I was under my blanket, and I was nice and safe and comfy, and I fell asleep there. And I slept there all night because I remember waking up in the morning there. It was that particular moment that I was thinking, geez, I'd like to go back and do that again, because that was a nice moment in time. And there's a lot of different ones now that have happened, since then that you look back on them and, whether it be a party or whether it be, an ex-girlfriend or it be, whatever. There's certain moments in life we all would like to relive again. Is it smart to kind of think, gee, I'd like to, it'll never happen. Obviously, you can't relive the past. So, like, in a sense, why do we bother thinking, gee, I'd like to live it again? I mean, it's nice to remember it. That's one thing. But to go back and think, I'd like to redo it again. It's a waste of time. Because chances are, at least in our lifetime, we'd never get the chance to do it. Now, if they invent time travel and they do it, even at that, you can't go back and relive it. I mean, because they can't put you back to being, 6 or 7 years old. You'd have to go back at the same age but you couldn't technically relive those moments. Now, if they can do that, that would be a whole different ball of wax. If they could, send you back and, for me to have been 6, it would have been 1965, and I'd have been 6. So now if you can send me back to 1965 and still have me at 6 and let me relive a moment, that would be something that would be, yeah, I'd sign up for that. I'd say, yeah, okay, let me try that, Now, of course, the question with that is, would I know what I know now going back to doing it, or would it just be how I was at the moment? Could I take what I have now and bring it back there? Of course, then I guess technically you wouldn't relive the moment the same way, knowing what you know now. It would sort of change that. So I guess you'd have to go back and live it as it was. It kind of half reminds me, do you ever seen the movie Frequency? Dennis Quaid, he ends up that he talks to his father in the past on a CB, or not a CB, on one of those radios where they, a shortwave radio. It's an interesting film if you get the chance if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's an interesting film, but he tells somebody in the past something that, and growing up knowing things that you don't know would obviously change your past. Would that be good? Would it be a good thing to be able to change some of the things that you've done in the past and make it different? I don't know. It brings back, Back to the Future, Part 2, the way that it changed the whole. It just started me thinking, and my mind started going around and around and around, thinking of all kinds of different situations where, But anyway, I digress. do we waste our time when we think about that? Gee, I'd like to go back and live that. Is it a waste of time? I don't know. Maybe we've learned something from it if we think about it. I don't know. But I know I've caught myself thinking of moments that I'd like to go back and do again. There'd be no shortage of them for sure. All that being said, the secret, I guess, is to just learn from what you've done and try and fix yourself from here and work your way forward. Remembering what you've done and learning from your mistakes, and also remembering the good times. That must be the secret right there. That's my vlog for today. Dylan Stone, Exit Country.